Hey gang, so good to be back with you again. TGIF, yo, happy Friday. So the next lesson, mini lesson that I'm going to go over with you are stocks. So what is a stock? A stock is ownership in a company. And if you buy ownership in a company in the form of a stock, you own part of the company. You are considered a shareholder. So think about this. If a company has 10,000 shares of stock and you decided to purchase 1,000 of them, let's say, you would own 10% of that company because you have 1,000 shares of that 10,000 shares of stock. Make sense? Because 10% of 10,000 is 1,000. Pretty simple. Um, these days, stock certificates aren't usually issued once you purchase a stock because mainly it's done online. If you want to purchase a stock, you can go to a credible website, invest some money, purchase that stock and how many shares if you want of that stock, and then watch your stock either grow and make money or lose money. But just because it loses money doesn't mean it's not going to go back up again. Sometimes there's a gradual decline and then it recovers, and sometimes it's the opposite way. So if you take a look at what's happening in the world today, you see a lot of stocks dropping. And a lot of people are worried because they have so much money invested in different companies, and their shares of stocks are plummeting. And other people see it as, oh, this is a great time to buy stock because it's so cheap. And then once we dig ourselves out of this pandemic hole, I'm going to make tons of money, depending on what company you invest in and you buy shares of stock. Now, it's a risk. You might buy shares of stock and it still doesn't do well in months to come. Again, risk reward. What is it that you want to purchase? You should not just go in and say, hey, it's cheap, let me buy it. You also want to think to yourself, well, let me do a little research on the company. What do they normally profit? How do they normally do on a regular basis? And look at the 52-week high and highs and lows and the volume. And with that being said, the first thing I want you to do is learn how to learn the different terms. So when you read a stock chart, you're familiar with that. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to make a copy of the assignment that I've shared with you in Google Classroom and watch a video and identify the different terms related to reading a stock chart. You need to use complete sentences. And if there are any formulas that are associated with that stock term, you can type them in there in that sheet as well, and include that with the definition. These aren't lengthy definitions, but they should be put into a complete sentence. And if you watch the video, it's pretty simple to identify the definitions of the terms and be able to put those into your term worksheet. Once you're finished with that, I'd like for you to submit that, and there will be a due date on there. So look at that or look for that on Google Classroom. Second, I will also be sharing with you a Google spreadsheet, and what I'd like for you to do over the next 3 days, I had to remember, sorry, next 3 days, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, I will want you to follow two stocks, and I've listed the two stocks to make it easier for me and you to collaborate with the information. But I want you to follow that stock and record the daily information that is listed in that stock spreadsheet that I share with you. So, in a sense, I want you to watch that stock over 3 days. What's happening? Is it rising? Is it falling? And report that information in that spreadsheet, and then I'll collect that, and that'll be due on Wednesday of next week. So good luck with your stock market lesson and terminology and spreadsheets. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. See you, gang.